Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm back on YouTube today, and in today's video, we're going to be reacting to James Charles is back at it again. This time, he got exposed again. So James Charles got caught again. I don't know what exactly he did, but I saw this on YouTube and I wanted to react to it because I don't know what he did, and I want to know. Here we go.
They were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16.
Is it really just me, or has James Charles been exposed like countless times by now? The amounts of young men that came forward talking about what James Charles had done to them, it is at a point where I have absolutely no clue why this man is still supported. Something needs to be done about this guy right now. Alright people, what's up? More predatory evidence about James Charles has came forward. Now audience, if you don't know who James Charles is, yes you do, stop lying to me. Everybody knows who Mr. High Sisters is. And at the same time, everybody seemingly knows that this man is a sexual predator. However, even though that literally everybody knows that this man is a sexual predator, this man has not had a negative like to dislike ratio in literal years, even after the several victims that have came forward with evidence exposing this man for his actions. However, very recently, a man by the name of Ethan came forward with his story about James Charles. Now, Ethan's story about James Charles is not recent by any means. He used to talk about this back in 2020/2021 about how James Charles reached out to him and was sending him sexual pictures when he was 15 years old. However, as of a couple days ago, he made another video talking about the situation, and he is going a lot deeper into what is going on here. Strap up, this is going to be a long video. Let's begin.
Hey guys, my name is Ethan Rhett, and if you don't know me, maybe this will help you out once again. So when I was 14 years old, TikTok kind of became like my escape. And then suddenly, you know, I kind of blew up on TikTok. It was kind of like a kid's dream. People started paying attention to me. People were supporting me. It was everything I could ask for. You know, I felt happy again after leaning towards that for my happiness, which doesn't sound good, but if you get what I mean, you get what I mean. So anyways, and then something crazy happened. James Charles commented and liked one of my videos.
Okay, so right off the bat, we are starting off very, very bad. James Charles commented and liked one of your posts when you were 15 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, when I had social media, I only liked and commented on people's posts that I knew. And of course, whenever people would send me fan art, I would like those posts too. But it's like, imagine you're James Charles, right? You're scrolling on your, get this, your For You page, and you randomly see some random 15-year-old boy on your For You page, and you like and comment on it. Is it really just me, or is that pretty f***ing weird?
At that age and at that moment, you know, it was crazy. It was pretty freaking cool. It's like I accomplished something, you know, like, oh wow, big creator is seeing me. Like I'm being put out to this person's page. I was not a fan of James Charles, but I knew who he was. I didn't really watch his videos or anything like that, but yeah, you're gonna know who that is. It's one of the biggest creators at the time.
I'm sorry, if I was 15 years old and I got liked and followed by James Charles, I think I would block his account immediately. Even when I was 15 years old, I looked at James Charles and I'm like, this guy's weird. I totally get it, a big YouTuber was reaching out to you. I imagine you were probably geeking out a little bit, but that's just me, bro. I've always thought James Charles was always a weirdo. And so far, it's been about, what, 7 years I've been proven right? The dude really is a freak.
I was super shocked. I was super happy, and honestly, I could probably say I was proud, you know. Not long after he messaged me, hey, I responded almost immediately. Who wouldn't respond? It was exciting, but that excitement did not last long at all. The fun didn't last long at all. It honestly came crashing down just as quick as it all happened. And I've already talked about this before. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Even after all these years, this dude is still struggling to tell the same story. That just really goes to show that whenever people experience shit like this from massive creators, it really does damage them. It really does. And this motherfucker James Charles posted a video called Taking Accountability to only delete the video shortly after in hopes that everybody will forget that this situation ever occurred. This guy is literal dog shit.
Anyways, months ago, I tried to talk about the situation once again, but it all came crashing down. I was getting threats, not just towards me, but to my family as well. People were messaging my family. People were calling me closeted. People were just doing some pretty mean things. And on top of that, my videos got taken down once again. So I said, you know what, I'm done and I'm over it. No one believed me and everyone thought I was just making something up.
Wow, so there is a lot to unpack here. All that while back, whenever Ethan published his first statement, he was receiving death threats not only to himself but his family as well. They were calling him a multitude of threats, but mainly a closeted shit like that. However, later in the video, he's going to be providing plenty of evidence that alludes to, yeah, this is most definitely a true situation.
So I'm going to be speaking about it, and I'm going to be going deeper into it, deeper than I've ever been, with proof of me having conversations with my lawyers and emails and just everything else. So what I'm going to do now is pull up the clip of me kind of first talking about it and getting y'all to understand the full story. And then after that clip is over, I'm going to be coming back and showing y'all the receipts of the lawyers I have and the proof of me being in contact with the Frisco Police Department and just everything else. So please just take time out of your day to watch this video.
Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Rhett, and if you don't know me, maybe this will help you. Before I get into the story, I want to say I am not meaning to hurt anyone's career or damage anyone's reputation. I just keep seeing things pop up on my page, and it's sickening, and it triggers me in a way, you know. But back when I was 15, you know, I wanted to do social media my whole life. It's something I really loved and enjoyed doing. I started blowing up. I maybe created my account 7 months prior before I turned 15 years old. I ended up blowing up, maybe around 700,000 followers on TikTok. Everything was doing good. I loved it. It was just amazing. James Charles commented under my post and liked the video, and it was exciting. You know, that's the biggest creator I've ever been in contact with or ever commented or liked my post, you know. Anyways, he ends up following me and he messages me, hey.
Okay, quick pause here. Do you guys find this a little fucking weird at all? I get it. This guy was blowing up on TikTok. He had around 800,000 followers. But I don't know about you guys, but if you see a 15-year-old boy, I think you would be able to tell if they're a 15-year-old boy. When I was 15, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even think I was getting armpit hair yet. I think the biggest indicator that I was getting older when I was 15 years old was the fact that my voice was finally dropping. And even then, my voice was cracking like there was no f***ing tomorrow. You can tell that I was a 15-year-old boy. I can imagine a man like this at 15 years old looked like a boy that was 15 years old. He has a deep voice. I have a deep voice. I'm sure that we both had cracking voices at the age of 15. There is no f***ing way that James Charles could look at this man at 15 years old and think, oh yeah, that's totally a legal adult. Get the f*** out of here, you freaky ass motherfucker.
I obviously respond. I'm excited, but that's where everything went downhill. It got really, really weird. Anyways, when we start going back and forth on TikTok, he initiates after a few days, hey, add me on Snap.
After a couple days, a grown man messages a 15-year-old boy to add him on Snapchat. Do I really need to explain to anybody why that's fucking weird? Audience, I had Snapchat for around 1 year, and I didn't really like it. Snapchat really wasn't my thing. All that I can tell you guys is that people mainly use Snapchat for one fucking thing. I'm not gonna say what that word is, but it starts with an N, and it's not the N-word. It starts with an N, and it rhymes with dudes. If you can't put together what I'm trying to say, then you're f***ing lost. But a grown man asking a child what their Snapchat is f***ing insane.
Like, okay, you know, I was trying to hide the fact that I was excited. You know, it was really cool. I was hoping that this was gonna jumpstart my career even more into being an influencer, being someone, you know, making others happy and just That was my intention the whole entire time. Anyways, me and James start going back and forth on Snap, and he eventually asked me, you know, what do I plan on doing long term? So obviously my social media was picking up and et cetera, et cetera. But at the time, I really didn't know. I knew I wanted to be something and be someone and help others and just being an amazing person and spread awareness on social media, all that stuff. And I couldn't really give him an answer because I didn't know. It was, yeah, I wanted to, but is it something I really could do, you know? Eventually ended up telling him I wanted to get into modeling or acting or maybe even both. And, you know, he was very supportive about that, you know. He said, oh my God, you'd be such a good model, you know.
What the fuck? You see, if this was like one straight man to another straight man, and this was like your friend for a long fucking time, there is nothing wrong with telling another man that he's handsome, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But because it's James Charles and he's like, you know, 20-something years old and he's like 15, it's pretty fucking weird. Put this man in a cage right now.
Now that we got that out of the way, I'm just gonna jump into a more detailed version of it. I know y'all been waiting. I'm sorry. So James started getting extremely comfortable with me. And I just, you know, I was so excited. I didn't really realize it at the time. We were FaceTiming, which I will pull it up right here in this clip, this next clip.
At least. I don't think so. At least.
You know what that is?
Ladies and gentlemen, there is video evidence of James Charles on a FaceTime call with a shirtless 15-year-old boy in his bed. Even if you were James Charles in this situation, would you guys not hang up the second that you see a 15-year-old boy in his bed shirtless? It's weird, bro. You're fucking weird.
Anyway, so that part was me on the phone with James that a friend of mine recorded just because he thought it was pretty cool as well. And I thought it was something cool to have. And I didn't think about it as any way to hurt him. And it stresses me out that my life was ruined because everyone thought that. It did, like, it's irritating talking about. I'm sorry, y'all. Anyways, James started becoming super aggressive with me. He would ask me to send him photos of my happy trail.
For context, what James Charles is talking about regarding a happy trail, you see this little section of this picture right here. Yeah, well, there's supposed to be body hair that grows there. And James Charles, a grown motherfucking man, was just asking a 15-year-old boy to send him a shirtless photo of his happy trail. Audience, I didn't even know that was called a happy trail. I had to look it up just now. I am 21 years old and I don't even know that. But are you fucking serious asking a 14-year-old boy something like that? Absolutely fucking nasty.
Which I didn't even have at the time, and because I was 14, I didn't have a happy trail, and I had armpit hair, but you didn't ask for that. And I kind of avoided the question because it made me super, super uncomfortable.
Okay, so the whole idea of, oh, I didn't know he was 15 years old is now going completely right out the fucking window. If this guy didn't have a quote-unquote happy trail, I can only imagine what this dude used to look like in the face. This motherfucker probably still had baby fat and shit. And James Charles looked at him at the time and thought that was fucking scrumptious. You are so fucking gross.
Anyways, you know, he kind of started being aggressive extremely after that. He told me, well, don't shave your happy trail again because I like that. And he was very intense about how he said it. I know it doesn't sound bad, but it was only if you could be in my shoes when that happened. It made me super, super uncomfortable.
Imagine being a grown-ass man telling a 15-year-old boy to stop shaving his happy trail. What the hell is this ditty-ass behavior I'm hearing right now?
Anyways, I go to bed that night and I wake up to
In case you guys can't read lips very well, what this man just said is that James Charles just sent him his fucking You know, with the amount of underage boys that James Charles has messaged, he always seems to have the same excuse every time. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that they were not 18 years old. But then it comes to a point where it's like, well, why is that the case with every single dude you message? Maybe if it was one time and they were basically saying that they were a fucking adult, I would understand that. You got fucking clickbaited, it's all good. But after the third, fourth, and fifth time, is it really a coincidence at that point? I don't fucking think so.
And it made me very, very uncomfortable. He would send me a photo of his his behind in the mirror.
To be honest, that really isn't much of a mystery what his behind looks like anymore. Have you seen James Charles' Instagram lately, ladies and gentlemen? This dude is no longer just sending his behind to 14-year-olds on Snapchat. Now he's just posting it on Instagram. This guy went from secretly being Diddy to now just being Diddy.
And he also sent me a video of him in the shower, which those videos are somewhere on the internet. I'm sure you can find it. If I looked, I could probably find them in a Google Drive that we actually had for my lawyer.
Firing squad, ladies and gentlemen. This is honestly the only option at this point. I seriously cannot compute in my mind where James Charles in any universe would think that this is okay. If I were to ever send anybody any pictures, any videos, I would absolutely make sure that I know who the I'm talking to. Not that I would anyways. It's like, how the are you gonna send this shit with the amount of influence and the amount of status you have without confirming for an undeniable fact that you know who you're talking to behind the screen? I sincerely cannot fathom the idea of me doing this. Now, I can of course see James Charles doing that because, well, it's f***ing James. This dude has what, like 7 children he's texted by now? The dude's a f***ing creep, especially for sending a 15-year-old boy videos of you in the shower. You need a firing squad, boy.
Anyways, he started realizing that I wasn't into that. He started kind of making threats towards me, saying he was going to diminish my career. He could easily ruin my career, just all types of nonsense, and it was bad. Okay, it was really bad. It started getting super intense. He started saying he was gonna ruin my career, go out and tell people I was gay and I was closeted, which isn't an issue.
You really just have to appreciate that James Charles was straight up blackmailing a 15-year-old boy here. And also, James, do you really want to be blackmailing a boy that you were sending your f***ing Magic Johnson to? I think that he would have a lot worse blackmail than you, buddy. You are not going to be ruining anybody's career. Anyways, the rest of this video was him talking about how he was uncomfortable and etc. The next video he posted contains all the receipts that he had with James Charles. Buckle up, it's gonna get f***ing nasty.
Hey guys, I'm back. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support. Also, it really does mean a lot to me. Here is me at 15 years old.
Oh my god. 15-year-old, by the way. And James Charles is gonna go on record and say that this looked like an 18-year-old boy. How fucking preposterous of an excuse is that gonna be? This is actually sickening.
Me also on famous birthdays. And I've been on famous birthdays prior to him even reaching out. So at that time, yes, it did say I was 15 years old. I'm about to show you next is a video of me opening his snap on Snapchat of him saying 4 years. And what he's implying on that 4 years is 4 more years until I'm 18 years old. My brother wanted to record it because he thought it was super weird of him to say.
What the f*** is that, man? James Charles can't even say in the video that he didn't know how old the f***ing dude was. This dude knew, and he knew so much so that he was marking down the f***ing calendar. This is fucking inexcusable, guys.
I have a lot more photos and videos I want to share with y'all, and for some reason when I download them off the Google Drive, it will say downloaded, but it's not popping up in my camera roll. So I'm currently trying to figure that out at the moment. The last video I'm going to show you is a video of him telling me he doesn't like putting makeup on hot guys. And the reason why he told me that was because I saw he was doing his makeup and I said, hey, maybe you can put makeup on me for a YouTube video. It would be a cool collab, and I'm trying to grow my page because he made it seem like he was my friend and he wanted to help me and kind of give me tips and tricks.
I hate putting really hot guys into makeup.
Oh god, man, somebody please make it stop. Imagine texting a boy that you know is 14 a video like this. You know that he's 14, you're marking down the days until he turns 18. You don't want to put him on your YouTube channel, god, I can only wonder why. And then you're sending him private videos of your fucking booty and you're saying that he's hot. Somebody please tell me why this man still has a career in the slightest. I will die on this hill explaining why James Charles does not need a career anymore. Comment section, please come at me.
Once again, guys, I still have a lot more I want to show y'all, and I just plan on probably making a YouTube video about it because I'm sick of all these short little clips. Once again, to all the people that have been supporting me, thank you. And I'm super sorry for not really explaining myself that much in this video. I'm just super sick of explaining myself to all the arrogant people who don't even really care about my explanation. They just want to see proof. So I figured with this little bit I had right now, I could just share with y'all and hopefully maybe shut them up a little bit. Probably won't, but I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to try to recover the rest of the videos and everything else.
And that was the end of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, I think James Charles is cooked, and I think he's actually cooked this time. But honestly, I want to know what you think. Leave a like on the video if you want to see a part 2, but with that being said, I'll catch you guys later.
Wow. Wow. I mean, I heard all the allegations about James Charles. I just didn't know they were actually legit. I just thought it was a bunch of people online trying to get James Charles arrested. But now that I've seen all this evidence, I'm like, yeah, James Charles is 100% a pedophile. If you guys agree, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video for another banger. As always, Jimmy Games will be out. Peace.